everyone, it's me, Fiona Jane, aka Dr. Hikaru, and for your standard disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. So, anything I say in this video is just my experience since I am doing an endo vlog. It's been a while since I've done one. Looking at my YouTube channel, I would say it's been since last year. Woo! So, really need to get more focused on doing these vlogs. But this is great. The last one I did was in November. So if you have been following me since last year, sorry, let's back up a little more. Diagnosed with endometriosis in 2012 when I went my first laparoscopic surgery. And then that was here locally with a gynecologist specialist. I still had symptoms and issues, so in 2014, April 2014, I went and I had my second laparoscopic surgery with Dr. Nishat in Stanford. So 2015 and 16, I was still filing issues. 2016, we finally saw that I was able to, through my natural path / homeopathic doctor, Dr. Lachey, through diet and lifestyle changes, I was able to manage my pain a lot more. That also included adding a pelvic floor physical therapist. So I have Dr. Nishat at Stanford and his team. I have Dr. Lachey, who's in Menlo Park, and Christina, my pelvic floor physical therapist, who also works out of Dr. Lachey's office. So those are the three doctors on my team, along with my urologist, Dr. Cometer at Stanford, that I've been seeing. So that's 4 doctors there, plus my primary physician here, Dr. Grinsell, in Reno, Nevada. So 5 doctors I had at the end of last year, whereas I did my last vlog. So today I'm going to try to keep this condensed down because I really want to focus on what's been happening with me. So if you follow my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media account, you'll know that I have been in physical therapy lately. So 2016, I finally got to stabilize my health. I had dropped the horrid weight that I was carrying around, and I had started to get back into physical fitness. Yay! So I did the Spartan race last year. And I got into the aerial arts again. So I had done pole before, and I'm super active, or was super active, in pole fitness, not pole dancing, although that's still part of pole fitness. I don't strip, so get that out of your mind. And also aerial silks, so another thing I got back into. I'm really excited about being able to do obstacle courses again, and just kind of focusing on me since this endo journey has been exhausting. But last November, I started having pains in my serratus anterior. I was having wraparound pain, and I started seeing a chiropractor and a massage therapist. So first I saw my friend Kayla, who's my massage therapist, and she noticed that I carried a lot of tension in my back. No big surprise, I have chronic pain. And she looked at my shoulder and she was like, yeah, it's a little tense, your back's tense. And I asked her, so is this more of a muscle spasm injury? She goes, I'm not sure, but I think you should still see me at least once a month to take care of the fact that you are a very tight muscled girl right now. And she recommended that I see a chiropractor, and she recommended Dr. Welch, who is at Spinal Integrations here in Reno, Nevada, and I see him too. So I started seeing those two pretty steadily since November, and it works out great because I do my pelvic floor physical therapy exercises at home, and then my massage therapist can also help me out with some massage on those tender points on my body. So really good combination if you are trying to go for a homeopathic method and try to stay off medication like I do. So I was really happy about that. Yay. Except that I noticed I have chronic pain. I mean, I've noticed that. But this wraparound pain just won't go away, even with multiple sessions with my chiropractor and my massage therapist. And in February, I came down with a nasty sinus infection, which put me on antibiotics. And as you know, antibiotics messes with your hormones and everything else. And I was miserable. I started to notice I was getting super tense in my upper back and lower back and my shoulder. And I just didn't feel I was moving the way I wanted to. So bring you to present day. I now have started seeing a physical therapist on top of my massage therapist here, my chiropractor, and now I have a physical therapist team that works with me. Yay! And I finally asked my physical therapist after my 3rd session on Monday, I have a 4th session this Friday, what do you think caused this severe injury? And ding, 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 I thought maybe he would tell me pull, because I'm doing a lot of torque on my body and I'm doing things I haven't really done, but it turns out it comes from a long-standing history with chronic pain, because chronic pain means that my spine is compressed. And it turns out that what I thought was a shoulder injury actually is a spinal issue. So my spine's just not kind of working with me. How do we get to that? Well, great answer. That would be because I'm always curled up for chronic pain. So that puts me where I am today. Super huge bummer, because all of my physical activities have come to a halt. I'm not allowed to pull, I'm not allowed to lift, I'm not allowed to do aerial silks. It means I can't do any of my obstacle courses. I am finally cleared to do cardio, running and or the elliptical if I feel like it, but the problem with that is I just don't feel like it because I am getting the crap beat out of me in physical therapy. So wanted to give you an update. How does this relate to endometriosis? Well, I wanted to talk about what chronic pain does to you. So it's been since 2012 since I've been dealing with chronic pain and also chronic fatigue. You can watch a number of my videos online that I talk about my progress with endometriosis. I'm happy to say that I haven't been doing as much blogging, partly because I'm lucky I've been able to manage my pain and my symptoms and my issues and the weight gain, and I've just kind of been focusing more on me and offering soft support to anyone who reaches out to me with endometriosis questions, or trying to broaden my support group passively, I guess so to say, since it will always impact me, but I also like to think that I am more than endometriosis, and I want others to feel empowered that they are too. So back to chronic pain. When you have endometriosis and you deal with chronic pain, it's not like, I don't know, I broke a rib or I hurt myself. My physical therapist had a great analogy for how chronic pain, what it does when you continue to have chronic pain on your body. So if you think about when you're in pain, and you think about it like Christmas lights, right? You have Christmas lights all over your body, and you banged your elbow, and oops, that light goes on. You've got different colored lights at different intensities going on at different times so that your body knows it's in pain. And I think my video froze, so sorry. I'll find out when I load it. So you've got different varying colors of pain and intensities of pain, right? When you are in chronic pain, what happens is it seems as if the lights are forever on. Everything hurts. You can't gauge if, okay, so ow, I stabbed this arm. Well, guess what? I'm getting stabbed on this arm right now, but I can't tell because my body just flared and all the receptors have just decided to come on, and I can't distinguish a new pain for another. So what happens with those of us with chronic pain is we have a different baseline. The average person can probably tell you an ow at a level of 0 to 10. Most of us with chronic pain are constantly sitting maybe at a 3, 4, or 5, and we just learn to identify that it's a new pain, or the pain the intensity has increased. My physical therapist has told me that I am very aware of my pain levels, and that comes from having to retrain my body to what is pain, what is tolerable pain, what is pain I can live with, and what is pain I actually should seek help for. So May last year, you may or may not remember, I was actually sent to the ER because I had severe pain that had hit me on a level like no other. That's a great example of I sat maybe at a 4 or 5 typically. I have cramps. Yes, I know this. My back is sore. Yes, I know this. My massage therapist reiterates it. My chiropractor reiterates it. My physical therapist also mentions how great and lovely tight my back is. And when we work on my shoulder and my neck, oh, next thing you know, my lower back is now activated or inflamed and agitated, and when my lower back gets impacted because of how the lovely body is connected, my pelvic floor will also start to spasm. So I get to go do my at-home physical therapy exercises to keep my pelvic floor from spasming and sending me to the ER. Yay! That's what it's like when you deal with chronic pain. So first off, your level of intensity varies from everybody else. Everything, even though not all of my body is inflamed, my body has a hard time sending the receptors and letting me know, hey, your right hand's on fire. Did you know your left hand's getting stabbed? No, because all the Christmas lights are on and it is blinding and it is incapacitating. So when I say chronic pain, it means that I'm always in some level of pain, and I'm lucky if I can discern that I have a new contender in the ring, a new Christmas light that just got added to my tree. And I'm telling you that not because I want you to pity me. I'm telling you that to kind of help you, those of you who have endo sisters, or you who may be new with endometriosis and dealing with chronic pain, what that means. So I work really hard to set a new baseline. So things I always ask my doctor is, okay, so I know my muscles are tense. I like to ask, is this kind of something that is abnormal? Because that tells me that I am dealing with a pain that should not be normal. Again, I have a different method of telling normal. Pain medications also do not affect us with chronic pain the same way because our receptors cannot distinguish that there is something being sent to help. We don't process pain medications the same way. So I work really hard not to be on pain. When I turn to a pain medication, it means that, holy fuck, pardon my language, it fucking hurts. And the pain medication that I'm going to turn to is not ibuprofen. It's not even like 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. It's going to be almost on a narcotic level. So we enter the tramadols in my life, or Vicodins, or Percocets. And nobody who deals with chronic pain wants you to think of them as a morphine seeker. So that really sucks. If you can get to the point on chronic pain where you learn to manage it or deal with it, because there's really no cure for endometriosis, which means I get to deal with chronic pain, we try to look at ways to mitigate the chronic pain or make it so it doesn't affect my life. So when I complain about pain, I am now at a state of, okay, you get muscle soreness because you work out. Guess what? I'm always sore. I'm sore whether I work out or not. My muscles are tense and cramping whether I do something or not, because that's what happens when you have chronic pain. I'm glad that having a massage therapist really made me think it's not in my head when I go in. And she's like, hey, you broke your body. What did you do? Did you change your workout? I'm like, funny thing. I haven't been working out because I've been trying to meet with my chiropractor and get these things fixed. It's going to be really interesting when I see her this weekend after having 4 sessions with a physical therapist, 2 hours about each session, and going home and doing physical therapist exercises on top of pelvic floor physical therapy exercises and some of the shoulder exercises my chiropractor has told me to help relieve some of the tension in my shoulders. I also sleep with ice packs. So, I wanted to share with you my journey because I don't look sick. I look great. I'm able to function a lot better thanks to being able to manage all these external factors. And now I am dealing with body issues that come from being in chronic pain all the time. So it really sucks. I had set myself some really great goals for myself in terms of what I want to do and what I want to accomplish, and I can't right now because after I am done trying to move the pain from my shoulder by working through my spine, I'm going to go through conditioning and almost rehabilitation and strength training to try to help my poor back, because I have 0 back flexibility now. Like, this girl doesn't even want to bend and snap because it hurts so badly. I don't like talking about the negative impacts of my health because I know I have an incurable disease and I know it sucks, and it's really hard when you want to feel normal in your day-to-day life when you deal with chronic pain. Case in point, I went on vacation with my good friend and did the Princess 5K. Yay! It was great. It was fun, and I had some of the worst cramping and spasms I've ever dealt with endometriosis. I was clotting. I have not clot in a year, and it like made me super emotional because we know that I've already been diagnosed with PMDD, which means I can have severe anxiety and depression when it is that time of the month because yay, hormones. I don't want to drag my friends into a hellhole of emotions and hormones, because when you live with chronic pain, when you live with a chronic illness, you just don't want everybody looking at you like, oh my God, you're broken, you're fragile. And I'm like, I'm still me. I still want to do the things I want to do. And I don't want this to be a burden. And I know my friends would tell me, oh my God, it's not a burden. It's not. But I also want to have some aspect of normalcy in my life, because having endometriosis, as I'm learning, while it just has this downhill effect on my life, right? I have physical therapy to deal with the fact that chronic pain is ravaging my body and I can't lift and do the things I want to do. Anyway, I usually try to keep my videos about 20 minutes. I'm going to probably talk more about this as I work through my chronic pain issues that have now decided to show up in my spine. If you have endometriosis and if you have topics you want me to talk about, I'm more than happy to. I really want to get back to doing my vlogs because they're super therapeutic for me. And I like to think it brings hope for a lot of us who've been struggling for a long time and just feel like the minute you get diagnosed with this disease, you're just shit out of luck and your life sucks. But I like to think that with proper self-care and understanding your stressors and homeopathic, more natural ways of dealing with your illness, I feel have helped me. So March is Endometriosis Awareness Month. I blab about it all the time. I wear yellow always on Wednesdays, and I try to find yellow everywhere else because it's important that we share awareness and we unite ourselves and have a good front and provide support for those who may be suffering. And you're not alone. It's not in your head. I am so glad to know that my issues with chronic pain are not in my head. And now I've got a doctor, surgeon, specialist at Stanford and his team. I've got a naturopath specialist, gynecologist over at Menlo Park, Dr. Lachey, so Dr. Najat and his team. Dr. Lachey and Christina, my pelvic floor physical therapist, Dr. Cometer, my urologist, to make sure that that's all functioning as well. I have Kayla Jane Matson, who is my massage therapist. I have Dr. Daniel Welsh, who is my chiropractor, and I have Dr. Gray and Dr. Boyd Etter, who are now my physical therapists. So, yay, go team. I'm going to load this video, and I'd like to hear from you guys all. Thanks for listening. Thank you so much for your support, everybody. I'm trying not to fall into a depression because I can't work out, and I've had so many successful milestones that I've hit with my health, and now I feel like I'm taking a back seat. But I'm glad that I have a team of doctors that believes in me, and we're going to work on this to ensure that I don't injure myself in the process of pursuing my physical fitness goals, and that I take care of my body because it's the only one I have. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Sorry my camera freezes every now and then. Bye guys!